Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about managing your files and folders using PowerShell. So if you watched our other video on managing files and folders via the command line, you'll see that you could do the same thing with PowerShell, just the commands are going to be different, obviously. And then using PowerShell gives you some more options that you can't get with the command line. All right, so what we're going to be working with is our Documents folder and then our E drive with this backup folder and some other files and folders within the E drive. All right, so the first one we're going to use here is to copy files and folders. So we're going to start by copying a file from Documents to the backup folder. So it's just a simple copy item with the path for each one and the destination as well, right there. So copy that. All right, so as you can see, there is no fax cover sheet there. All right, so I have PowerShell open. Most of the time you won't have to use an admin PowerShell, but I'm going to be doing so in this case just to make sure everything works properly. Paste it in here. All right, so if you don't get an error, that usually means it works. All right, so fax cover sheet is now here. All right, so now we're going to move a folder, this whole class spreadsheets folder, into the backup drive. Now for copying, you have to use the -recurse, so it copies the subfolders and other files within that folder. You don't have to do it for move. So once again, we're going to use copy item, then the source and the destination, -recurse. All right, so you can see we have our class spreadsheets here now in our backup folder. All right, so now we're going to do some moving here. So we're going to move this Excel spreadsheet from documents into backup. Let's check that out over here. So this file right here, I'm going to put it in our backup folder. All right, so now it's in our backup folder and no longer in our documents. Okay, so now we're going to move an entire folder with the subfolders. So the PDF files from documents we're going to move into backup. And you can see here we don't have to use recursive. So let's check this out first before we do that. So there's PDF files and no PDF files there. All right, so PDF files is gone from here and it's now here. All right, so now we're going to create a new folder right on our E drive called Pictures. So we're going to put that right here. So new item and then the path and item type directory. So you can see here, so directory, the date created, the name. Let's check that out here. Now we have the folder there. All right, let's say we wanted to list a folder's contents to see what's in there. So this is like using the dir command from the command prompt. So get child item with the path to the folder. You can see it lists all our files and folders there with their properties, such as read-only and archive. And these ones are the directories. All right, so now we're going to create a new file. You could use this for different types. I'm going to do a text file. You could do .docx. You could do whatever type you want. All right, so new item with the path and the item type is file. So we're going to make a text file on the E drive here called new file. Let's clear the screen here first. All right, so it gives us our results here. Now if we look here, here's our new file. All right, so now we're going to check user permissions on a file or folder. We're going to do it for a folder, for the whole documents folder. So get ACL, access control list, with the path, then .access. Let's copy that. All right, so you can see here, system has full control, and it's inherited. Same for administrators, and Todd, and Cindy. So that's a nice feature right there. All right, so let's clear the screen again. Alright, so now we're going to check the properties of a file for this brochure document in Documents here. So get item with the path of the file is all you need to do. So you can see it's got the archive bit set, and it shows you the last write time and the length. Alright, so now we're going to copy and move all files into a folder. So first we're going to copy the pictures folder with any subfolders and pictures into the E drive, into E pictures. So let's take a look at pictures here. So here's what we have here. And then we're going to put it in this pictures folder that we created in one of the previous commands here. Alright, since we're copying, we're using the recurse again, and you'll notice we have an asterisk here to copy everything. Alright, so now you can see it matches this folder here. We have our pictures and subfolders. Alright, so now we're going to move this new pictures folder with its contents to the backup. And you don't want to put the star on this, because if you do that, it'll just take everything from the pictures folder, dump it into the backup folder separately without making the pictures subfolder. So keep that in mind when you're copying and when you're moving. Alright, so we're going to move ePictures into eBackup. So we got here ePictures going into eBackup right there. Alright, so pictures is gone from here, and now it's in the backup with the contents. Alright, so now we're going to delete some files and folders. So we have this file here, manual PDF file. Delete this. So this is going to bypass the recycle bin. It's just going to delete it. So keep that in mind. Alright, so remove item with the path and the file name. Alright, so that's gone. Now we're going to remove a folder. So we're going to use the recursive for that too, so it removes everything within the folder. So we're going to remove Cindy's files, which is right here, and it has some stuff in it. Alright, so now that's gone. Then I added this last one here with the -force. So this will also permanently delete files, but it may be needed for system, read-only, or hidden files. So if you're getting an error saying it can't delete it, you could try it with the -force to see if that helps. Alright, so as you can see, those are the basic commands for file management using PowerShell. And of course, there's more to it than this. And if you want to get more information, you could just, research it online. You even use Copilot to have it write some commands for you too if you want. And then you'll be able to manage your files and folders within PowerShell. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.